Hello, this is Rakesh Rao from Design Sense Software Technologies, Bangalore. And in this CADPower video, I'm going to talk about our text counter tool, which is part of the text tools. It's called Draw Quick Text or Running Numbers. On the command line, you can even start it by typing cp_tc. Now, this is not the first video I've created for this tool. We've already made 2 or 3 other videos as well. But this tool has undergone so many changes, improvements, and continues to be the most popular, so I thought it's worthwhile to make a video once again. Now, the text counter tool allows you to create text with a certain pattern. The pattern can be either a numeric integer, a numeric real, or a character incrementing or decrementing pattern. So let's see what it means. So if I choose numeric integer and if I set the start value as, let's say, 500 and increment value as 1 and text counter object as text and say OK, and if I'm now going to click here, so it's going to create a pattern with room number 500, 501, 502, 503 and so on. Now, why room number has come? It's because I've specified a prefix as well. I can even specify a suffix. For example, I can say first floor is my suffix, and with the same settings, it starts from 506 now. So let's change it maybe to 1000 and say OK. So you can very easily create a pattern with this text. Now let us see some of the new improvements we have done in the past 6 months. We have an option called create a boundary around each text. So if you click on settings here, you can specify what type of boundary you want. Suppose I want a circle as a boundary, or I can even choose a slot or an n-sided polygon and so on. So if I choose circle, and then if I'm going to create the text, I'll get a circle enclosing the text that I'm drawing. Instead, if I go for n poly, then I'm going to get a hexagon because I've chosen 6 sides as the polygon sides. In addition to text, you can also do this same incrementing text on block attributes. So I'm going to choose block attribute, and in this drawing I have a block called control relay high, and the attribute number that I want to update is address. So I'm going to change these things. Let's make it a little shorter. So I'm going to say character as my increment type, and I'm going to say the starting value is, let's say, AA. So I can choose any character string here, and it's going to be incremented by the last character. So I say OK. Now this is the block, so I'm just going to place the block somewhere here. I think the scale is too big, so let me go back here and change the scale. So there is this block scale factor, you can see it's 1.2, so let's make it as 0.1, and then I'm going to create the blocks now. So now what's happening is I'm creating this block called control relay high, and I'm placing it at different places, and as I place, you can see that the attribute is incrementing by 1 digit each time. So AB, AC, AD, AE, AF and so on. Now this is fine. You may want to create a sequence of blocks like this, but what if you want to add a new block in between? Now that's easy as well. Now with the same settings that you have, you can just choose the block attribute here, and I'm going to choose this option called insert in existing series. I want now to add a new object after AE, so I'm going to click this and place it somewhere here. So after AE I have AF, which is coming here. Now I want to update all this with the new values, which means it has to be incremented by 1. So I'm going to select all of this and press enter. So now you can see A, B, C, D, E, the new F, and then the previously which was F, G, H has now become G, H, I, J, K. So in this way you can update your blocks or text with text that you can control very easily by way of either numeric, real or character values, and also specify the intervals that you want. Now if I come back to settings here in this command, there is also another option called create range text sequence. So the create range text sequence allows me to create a range of text which I can use. For example, let me set numeric real as the increment type. So I will give the prefix as, let's say, part number, and I'm going to start from 100 start value to 140 end value, the value increment for real, so that is 1. Go back here and say text. So I'm going to switch off this create a boundary around the object. Now you can see how we will create the text sequence. This is exactly what happens when you create the text sequence from 100 to 140 with an increment of 1. So there are a couple of other options in this tool. Say for example, there is also something called as update underlying object when present. Suppose you're going to create a character text now, say part AK. So we're going to create, so let's say we have already created a text sequence like this, and now I want to edit it and create something new. I want to maybe add a SAP number, I want to change it. So I just go back here to settings, and in the prefix I'm going to change it as, say, SAP number, and I'm going to choose this option called update underlying object if present. You must also specify a search distance for the underlying object. So once you do that, and I want to start again from AK only, so I'm just going to set the starting value as AK and OK. So wherever it was part, it's now being automatically changed to SAP number. So this tool can be used to redo your text by letting them be in the locations where they originally were, but you're only changing the text values. So the tool is called cp_tc, and you can run it from command line or from the ribbon or from the toolbar or from the pull down menu. Do let me know what you think about this command. It's a great time saver, and people have found it to be very useful once they get an understanding of how to use it properly. Thank you.